Welcome back to Sonic Frontiers after my glorious uh, attempt at a run in City Escape, I guess. Now we're playing more of the island. We're finishing off Kronos this part, so that's good.
What did we talk about last time? Because for context, it's been like 2 weeks since we recorded the first part. I don't want to talk about the same things.
Don't worry about it. Because we talked about a lot last time. But, yeah, this part we get to see a very large individual. Two very large individuals. But, anyways, I kind of wanted to talk about this. I talked about it a little off screen. It's a little bit of a hot take for this game, because all the clips I now see of like gameplay of this game are just people launching Sonic around all over the place with crazy random stuff with the power boost and whatever. But in my personal opinion, I think this game plays a lot better when you don't have the power boost. Like, the power boost is a lot of fun, but it's like I feel like I'm launching off of random bits of rubble all the time when I'm using it, and
Yeah, I get that, but it's like I don't know. I kind of always liked it because it felt like it gave me a good chance to course correct, which I would need a lot of times. A chance to look around while Sonic was falling, you know.
the power boost. Oh, you mean like ramping
When
off
you would
of?
fall off,
Okay,
when you would jump off of
okay,
stuff.
okay. Yeah, I understand that. I just don't like the randomness of it. Like, I love launching Sonic off of
I
things.
wish you could more easily set your two speeds. So, like, maybe one that's closer to your standard running speed, and then if you want to move faster to get to an area faster, switch to the power boost.
Yeah, and that's something I did want to talk about. So, in update 2, they did release the spin dash. And with mods and everything, because unlocking the spin dash, you pretty much have to 100% the game at that point. But I've learned that even if you don't have the power boost on, the spin dash is just as fast as power boosting. So now what my optimal control scheme for this game is turn off the power boost, and you can only really do that with mods if you're max level or whatever. So you turn off the power boost, and you have the spin dash activated, and this way you can actually run at like medium speed with the regular boost, and then the spin dash, it launches you at power boost speed, and you can ramp off of objects like crazy, like how you do with the power boost. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. It's like Sonic Lost World on crack. That's the way I describe how my optimal control scheme is now. Yeah. But I did like power boosting before we had the spin dash, but now that it's there, it's like it's now a redundant thing in my eyes. And I like having, because like Sonic's boosting speed when he's not power boosting is like Sonic Adventure running speed. So I really like that, and it feels like the world is more built for that speed.
Dude, you just lightspeed dash through a big group of rings, and that just gave me flashbacks to when I tried implementing lightspeed dash into a fan game I was making that was all 2D. I put it in, it was actually working decently well, and I thought, what happens if I just put a giant circle of rings around Sonic, and he went through them all, and goddamn, it was kind of scary to look at. I just got fucking flashbacks from that.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
that Sonic's not supposed to move like that, but he does, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I remember you showing me that fan game, but
It was bad, but I was proud
yeah.
of what I had.
You only ever showed me like Sonic running around and jumping and stuff. You never showed
That's
me
all
the
I had.
Lightspeed Dash. Well, you had Lightspeed Dash though.
I didn't show you that?
No,
Oh,
you
maybe
did.
I implemented it in later.
Maybe, I don't know.
It was a fun time, but it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. Okay, so I know this playthrough. I keep saying I like this game, but I keep complaining about it. I really dislike how the game has you platform on like the houses and stuff that are not. They don't feel like they're built for platforming.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
oh
don't.
hey,
I
Go
feel
ahead.
like they just kind of made that design and then They made the design for it, thinking it was a background element, and then the developers took it and were like, "Oh no, Sonic's supposed to be running on this, but you can't change it now. We have it made already."
Yeah, it's like you're looking around for freaking Big's fishing tokens or like Koroks on your first playthrough, and half of them are on those houses. It feels like, or like on geometry that's similar to the houses.
Well, I got one of the meteor showers on the first island, and then I
Okay.
learned how you get those coins. So after that, I just completely ignored collecting them around the world.
Dude, I didn't get a Starfall event until like midway through Ares Island.
Really, I got it on the
Yeah.
first island. Damn, I got it like multiple times on every island. It was really fucking annoying.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad they implemented the ability to turn off the slot wheel.
Yeah, too bad I haven't played the cave since.
Yeah, yeah. Like we've said, this is the game at launch, pretty much, with no updates. So we don't get all the nice quality of life changes, which do make the game a hell of a lot better.
I just want to say real quick, kind of a nice detail I like in this cyberspace. I like how you can't homing attack onto springs, that like the classic springs.
Yeah,
I think that's a nice detail. Kind of fitted in with the aesthetics to make them a little different from the standard Sonic springs that we know and love from 3D.
technically that was in Lost World, but the classic springs in Lost World were always invisible until you touched them. So,
Yeah.
you know, that made more sense. Well,
And then if you're classic Sonic, you didn't have the homing attack anyways.
yeah.
Unless you turned it on in Generations, in which case you're playing it wrong.
Yeah, I do like cyberspace, the concept of cyberspace being this.
I guess Generations lets you do that because Generations turns it on by default for classic Sonic.
Yeah.
And I hated it.
But, oh, what was I gonna say? Crap. I got interrupted. It's fine.
That's what I'm here
Oh,
for.
no. I was talking about, I like how cyberspace is like, I do like the concept of it being like this amalgam of Sonic's memories, but they didn't do enough with that idea, you know? Like, they have little things like the springs, like the classic and modern springs, acting differently and stuff. But, like, other than that, it's like, oh, hey, this is just an original layout from a different game.
But to me, it doesn't feel like they did anything past the original idea.
Yeah.
They came up with the idea, implemented it, and then we're like, alright, let's call it a day.
You know what? It more so feels like Sonic Team were like, okay, we need this cyberspace thing where all the levels are from classic games and whatever, because that's just our MO nowadays. We gotta we gotta pad this game out more, I guess. But then Ian Flynn came in and was like, oh no, they're doing this again. I'll make okay, I gotta make this a story element. So this is these are Sonic's memories, yeah. Yeah. And of course, fan discourse before this game came out was like, oh yeah, it's Sonic's memories, so it makes sense that they're reusing level layouts again. It's like, oh my god, you guys are just excusing Sonic Team's laziness.
Copium.
It's very much copium. Sonic fans are maximum copage. So, yeah.
Sonic Heroes is good because Shadow the Hedgehog is worse. Copium.
Yeah, that's like a lot of the people that don't like this game, which, you know, I can very much see why people would not like this game, to be honest. But like everyone was just like, okay, so people just like this game because it's better than Forces, or because that's not a very high bar.
I like this game because it's better than Forces and Lost World.
I mean, I'll agree with that. I do.
And Colors Ultimate for that argument, but if you want to include that in.
Well, I think you would also consider this to be better than base Colors, because you don't like Colors that much
Anymore.
anymore.
I'll have to replay it.
on original hardware. Or Dolphin emulator.
I was about to say that's definitely an emulator. I got a Wii remote and everything for it.
Dude, I did play Colors with just a Wii remote on its side as a kid.
That's exactly how I played it.
I mean,
I tried playing it with the nunchuck, and I was like, "This is too weird. I don't like this."
It's
actually, you know why? It's because I couldn't do the quick step anymore. I cannot do the stupid quick step sections in Lost World or in Colors without a D-pad. And also, one of the big problems I had with Colors Ultimate is they kept it the same. They didn't change it.
Well, there's also I don't think you can control Sonic with the D-pad in that game even, so it's very stupid. You can?
No, you cannot.
Okay, yeah.
So if I could just switch to the D-pad just for those sections, that would have been perfect.
Uh-huh.
But no. They had to ruin it like everything else.
Yeah. Colors Ultimate makes me very sad.
We'll get to it eventually.
I do like having Colors with like a slightly more standard control scheme in like 60 FPS and whatever. Well, you got
Except
Colors
this
Ultimate
control scheme still accounts for you using a Wii remote, so it sucks.
I mean, yeah. Every game on the Wii had to like be compatible with just a Wii remote. Or most games on the Wii had to be compatible with just a Wii remote. So, I don't know. I mean, I think they should have, for that game, made it like Wiimote Nunchuck or Pro Controller exclusive and then had Quick Step on the bumpers. Because then that would have worked. But they didn't do that, so...
They didn't even add any Joy-Con and gyro functionality, which feels very obvious, but...
Yeah.
How long can you do that for? I would always just stop at some point, but how long does that last for?
If you hold the button, it goes until Sonic touches the ground. You see how he slowly descends?
Right, okay.
It goes until he touches the ground, and it does not stop. And he goes very slow. So if you're really high up in the air and you do it, you can just do it until the enemy dies. Even if it
Does
takes
that count as a
forever.
one-shot?
No.
Or is that several different tiny hits?
It's several different tiny hits because it racks up the combo. I like this thing. Whatever the hell it is. That's another thing. The open zones definitely feel like, oh, let's just have this realistic environment and throw random ruins and stuff into it. I don't know. There's not a whole, like, some of the areas are really well designed, especially Rhea Island, even though that's the one island that you're not really exploring. You're just going from tower to tower.
It does hurt because Sonic has just always had a strong sense of design and a good look for its worlds and levels, even when the layouts just don't make sense. Other than this, and maybe 06.
Yeah, well, I think 06 does a good job, actually, of having level design that feels very Sonic, while also making sense. You know? That's like the one Sonic game I feel like does that.
Well, I'm not talking about level design, I'm just talking about how the world looks when I look at it in front of me. Not in terms of how I play it.
So you're just, like, talking from, like, a stylistic sort of viewpoint?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think the style of this world really works at all.
It doesn't really have a style. It's just like, let's look.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't work. And then kind of the same thing with 06, since its style wasn't fully there yet because it was unfinished.
With Sonic Frontiers, I give it a little bit of a pass because, yeah, it is Sonic Team's, only real attempt at a game like this. But, like, they really did just look at, like, other open world games and are like, okay, so every open world game is really realistic looking, and the terrain is really realistic, so we'll have to do that, but we'll put Sonic stuff on top of it just to make it feel like a Sonic game.
This is like the one time I wish they did just fully copy Zelda then.
Yeah, you know what? My theory for this is there was that Lost World DLC level on the Wii U that had it was like a Zelda level. And it was like an open sandbox area before you go into one of the 2 gravity areas.
Right.
And the open sandbox area, it's kind of like a bite-sized version of Frontier. So my fan theory is they heard that people really liked that and were like, okay, let's make a whole game around that. Let's try it.
Did Kishimoto work on that one?
Yes, Kishimoto was working on Lost World.
Okay.
I believe he was the director of that game too.
Damn. He did, I think, struck gold personally with Secret Rings, and then struggled for a while after that.
I mean, Secret Rings kind of was the... everyone's like, oh, Colors was the blueprint for a lot of the future games. And it was. But, Secret Rings did start the whole, it's a really bite-sized Sonic game. It's really short. And there's,
You play as Sonic and only Sonic. There's shitty friends.
There's 5 main levels, but each level has a bunch of small, bite-sized shitty acts that no one likes. Yeah, that's pretty much every Sonic game after that, except for Unleashed and Generations. Well, actually, even Generations adapted that a little bit, except it had more of the main stages to go with.
I'd say Unleashed has it too. Unleashed just has a lot more running around and such.
Yeah, Unleashed.
So if you just take the main levels and cut out all the cutscenes, it's a pretty short game, and even some of the traveling to levels.
Well, that's the whole reason they made the Werehog, was so the game would not be 3 hours long. But then they were like, yeah,
even with the Werehog levels, it could still probably be that. I'm talking if you cut out the story and hub worlds and such, and just have the Werehog in daytime levels.
I don't know. I think the Werehog would at least add a couple hours on a first
playthrough. Maybe.
On a first playthrough, when you're taking 30 minutes per stage.
I'm half asleep right now. But yeah, kind of in the same way as Adventure, if you take out all the quote-unquote padding and just have the base levels for every character, Adventure's pretty short. You know.
Also,
it just feels longer because with all the other stuff. And I would prefer padding with hubs in a campaign.
Yeah.
Instead of what some games would do.
I think
Generations.
I think easy padding would just be make a bunch of random NPCs to give you side quests that don't matter. You know,
Unleashed did that too. You gotta make the side quests good, or it feels like a 2010 open world game.
Okay, but realistically, a lot of the side acts in Secret Rings and Onward feel like side quests.
Yeah, I'm saying those are bad examples.
Okay.
I'm talking the most, here, kill this enemy here, now walk back and return and get reward. That kind of stuff. You know, you gotta add some flavor to it. Maybe add a comedic reason you're going there. Maybe make the joke be that you're constantly going back and forth, like what Borderlands does a lot of times. You know, you gotta have some fun with it.
I guess. Also, get prepared to spend the rest of the part here. I'm just kidding, no. But also, hi, Kyle Bear. We got Gohan as Big the Cat. It's so good.
Oh, he's Big the Cat now? That's awesome.
He's been Big the Cat, actually. Technically, since Generations, they recorded lines for that game, but they never included him. I think the first time he had a big role as Big was Free Riders. I don't know if he's in Free Riders, actually. So if it's not Free Riders, then it is Lego Dimensions. Also, Sonic
was
Adventure
he in
music.
Free Riders?
I don't think he was. That's why I said if it's not Free
Riders...
I
honestly don't remember. And I beat that game. I remember unlocking Metal Sonic, and it was amazing. But at least finally we got a different or better voice than Duke Nukem.
I mean, I don't like Kyle A. Bear's Big. Though Kyle A. Bear loves Big the Cat. He's really enthusiastic about it.
At this point, I'm just glad that someone is having fun with the role.
That's true. Also, this is the first time we see the Sonic character's blobby feet in HD. Ah, take it away.
Well, thanks for pointing it out. I was fine in ignorant bliss beforehand.
Look, there's like hints of like what could be toes beneath the surface.
I'm trying not to look. I'm just trying to look at what you're buying.
That's what Sonic's feet look like. Oh god.
Man, this makes me think back to the Sonic movie when those poor animators probably were fully animating Sonic's feet before they were told, oh god, put a sock over it, please.
Yeah. They probably just look like pod feet. That's what I imagine. Which I don't like.
The furries don't need a foot fetish on an underage character.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. This technically is after the first update. This is my first time playing this Monster Hunter minigame that they added.
I never did this.
I'm very bad at it.
I saw it when it got added. I went to go try it, and I was like, oh, I don't care.
I like how it says, well, some people prefer it that way, as Sonic is just depressed. But this gives you free fishing coins. It just takes for frickin' ever. I like it medium rare.
So in other words, with this, you just have to unlock big, and you essentially beat the game.
Yeah, unless you're playing extreme mode, which nerfs big pretty hard.
That's probably good.
Like, everything costs 10 times as much in that.
God damn it, I just want to hear the egg memos again. Why are they so expensive?
Yeah, when I did my extreme mode playthrough, I just didn't even bother with big. Actually, that's not true. I
want Eggman to have a daughter, damn it.
That's not true, actually, because when I was doing my extreme mode playthrough, I was kind of just tired of the game at that point. So I was just like, okay, you know what? I am just going to sit here for 3 hours grinding big and buy everything that I need. I would sit around waiting for a Starfall event to get more purple coins.
Oh, you're going for all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thankfully, it's in chunks, so we're just doing the first 8 right now.
Oh, that's fine. I'm okay with hearing them again.
Yeah. These are like the
sorry,
best
audience,
part of the
you probably won't be able to hear them, but...
Yeah. But you can read them.
I can tell you they're good.
You can just read them, guys. Yeah, just pause it if you're too slow at reading, like me.
Who's actually looking at the screen right now? Leave a comment if you are. And if you aren't looking at the screen, leave a comment anyways.
Oh my god, he said South Island, West Side Island, and Angel Island. Oh. And the planet Dunpaw Kingdom. From Team Sonic Racing.
I was wondering where that one was from. I never played the campaign for Team Sonic Racing.
Oh yeah, and that's him referencing the digital levels from Shadow the Hedgehog again.
Yeah.
He said Eggnet and the United Federations, which are the 2 levels that you go in. But they're not called that.
Again, these are the most, oh, he said the thing, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
Moments in the game, and yet, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, he said the thing!
It's really weird, though, that the egg memos are relegated to Big's fishing minigame. Like, in like, Ratchet and Clank Rift
I think it was a way to get, so you could play it a bit, have fun with it, but not feel like you were breaking the game, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, when I did Big's fishing minigame, I never bought any of the tokens or anything. I probably should have. Mm-hmm. I only ever used it to buy egg memos. And in that way, I felt like I had a decent time with Big's fishing. Also, he said the thing.
He said 2 things. Oh.
He also mentioned the islands again.
Oh yeah, this confirms.
And he said echidnas.
This confirms that the game was originally just supposed to be 3 islands, but they padded it out to make it 5 islands.
Yeah. Well, every single commercial or every time they talk about the game, they always talk about the 3 Starfall Island, and then I hear there's 5 different environments, and I was like, what?
Oh yeah,
like makes sense.
They were like, oh yeah, explore 5 massive islands across several different biomes, including waterfalls and a desert. And then they were like, and more, but then the and more was just a volcano, and then the rest was more water.
Just Kronos.
Yeah.
In other words, we have only 3 islands, but Kronos is really fucking big, so we use that as an excuse to split it up.
Well, like this version of Kronos here is actually super tiny compared to every other island in the game, which makes sense for pacing purposes. I'm kind of glad they did that, but at the same time, exploring like the original Kronos with mods and stuff, it feels so good. It's so free and it looks cool and.
Does this add back in Ordos and Rhea?
Yeah, it like it has those in the place that they're supposed to be. Like from here at the top of the waterfall in the distance, we would see like the big pyramid thing that's on Uranus and stuff like that, because that's like right behind where that massive crater is on Rhea Island. That's where it's supposed to be, at least.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Also, hi Amy. What are your thoughts of Amy in this? Because we kind of ignored her.
She's okay. She sounds like depressed.
Yeah. Yeah. She's way more sullen in this game.
Yeah.
Not as bright and peppy, which is I think I like better than bright and peppy, because it was just really anime girl.
I thought it was a different voice at first. Like, when I heard it the first time, I was like, whoa, that's not Amy. You know? Like,
I mean, it is from... you effed up. I mean, it is different from, like, the original Adventure voice.
Well, that's not what I'm talking... I thought it was a different voice from, like, her previous voice actor. The one that's been in here since, like, Boom and Generations and stuff. But no,
Can I just say, I really wish her original voice actor from like the Dreamcast era would come back, because she is incredibly talented. She does a lot of good roles in anime, and I'm like, damn, with the way they're trying to write Amy now as being a better character, I would love to see her return and actually do the character better justice.
Actually, yeah, have a good voice this time. Amy Rose is here.
Because unfortunately, like the rest of the cast, the best you get is Sonic Heroes.
Yeah. I mean, I like the cast in this game. I think...
I do, too.
The current Tails voice is, like, the best Tails voice.
Though I think this is the least Sonic Roger Craig Smith has ever sounded. Yeah. I'm sorry to say that. But it's like, it kind of is what it is. I get that it's supposed to be more subdued, because, like, Japanese Sonic sounds the exact same.
Yeah.
But it's still a little rough.
Yeah.
And it just kind of adds more feel, and I just want Jason back.
Dude, okay, so since we're talking about this, there has been a resurgence of this information. So apparently Ryan Drummond re-auditioned for the role of Sonic during the new voice actor shift that happened with Colors, and he got the role, but he actually turned it down because Sega asked him to leave his union. Yeah. So
then that's so sad.
That is so sad. We could still have the best Sonic voice, but he's gone again. And
he's not, but I do like Ryan Drummond.
And he slept with the one fan Tails voice actor.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about that. It's not my business, but goddamn, it's so really fucking funny to watch everyone's reaction.
It's so fun. The memes for that are amazing. Just the like caption being Ryan Drummond as he's hitting it from behind, and it's just like voice clips from Heroes, like our next adventure awaits us, so there's no time to waste. The memes from that.
I still love perfect. Heroes, I should add, but damn, that makes the voice line so much better whenever I replay it.
Yeah. It's so good. But yeah, okay.
Ryan, please come back. You're a legend.
Please come back.
But also, yeah. Jason, I want all of them. Give me all the Sonic voice actors.
I would love Jason back too. Jason is the voice I hear when I think of Sonic personally. Even though Heroes was
Come on, man! Unleashed, Black Knight. They're so good.
Right when he got good, they got rid of him. But since we're kind of now in like a quote unquote side quest, even though it's a main quest, even though it feels like a side quest, but whatever. But I sort of play this game since we were talking about it earlier. Whenever I get hit, I don't just stand there and get my rings back up to max so I can have the power boost. I just come like, okay, I don't need the power boost. I'll go without it for a little while.
Yeah, that's what I did. I know we talked about it last time, but these mini games, they give me a lot of like Final Fantasy vibes.
These are literally, in any other game, they would be side quests.
Well, in Final Fantasy, they weren't side quests.
What the hell?
They were required mini games that you would do, and I know 7's the big one where you could revisit a lot of them and replay them. Like this point where you do a motorcycle chase sequence. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Final Fantasy has a lot of, especially the 3D games would have a lot of changing gameplay sections. Mm-hmm. Just to break up the pace a bit, since you weren't just doing the monotonous battles the whole time, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I like having these sorts of things here, but they kind of all suck in this game.
Like, I mean, they do in Final Fantasy a lot of times too. They're kind of just really basic, so it's like they're inoffensive while they're there. But then I also think when I'm done of, oh wow, I hope this doesn't reappear again.
Yeah, these feel.
There are some good ones like that hacking minigame, but I like that just because it's bullet hell and it was fun. Mm-hmm. And I am glad that reappeared later.
These feel like the side quests in Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, and that's why
I did not play that one. Thankfully.
Well, we'll get to it eventually. I guess I'm recording that one then.
Maybe one day we can meet. We can meet up or something. And you can bring up your Wii U and I'll play it.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And then I'll bring my Xbox so we can finish our 06 playthrough.
Do you still have the save file for that?
Probably.
That's awesome.
I just gotta put my Xbox back in Japanese so we can't read anything.
You know, I did start a playthrough of 06, but it was on the PS3, and the PS3 version's graphics are awful. Like, even worse than, like, there's stuff popping in, like, level geometry that pops in.
I'm not looking forward to recording 06, because it's like, do I want to include the really bad voice acting to laugh at? Or do I want to be able to stand the voice acting?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. I might do Japanese for Sonic Adventure 2 since we discovered that it's actually lip-synced.
Yeah. The Japanese on Adventure 1 is really quiet. And about the same quality as the English dub, honestly. Both are jank in their own ways.
That is, you know...
Because Sonic speaks way more English, and it's something.
Okay! But...
Yeah! It's okay!
Ghetto's tight! That's him trying to say, that was tight!
Oh...
I love.
You know what? Never mind. I will keep SA1 on Japanese. Damn, if it's quiet, it'll be fun.
We need. I know, like, having them do it now would be terrible because Colors Ultimate exists, but we need Adventure Remake so bad.
Just keep Blind Squirrel out of it, please.
I'd be fine if Sonic Team did it, but I'd be afraid that they'd just use the Frontiers engine without tweaking anything.
Let's ask Evening Star to do it. No, don't actually do that. Let them make their own games.
Evening Star would do it justice.
Yeah. But I also want them to make their own games. I want them to develop their own stuff.
Very true.
Hopefully their first game does well.
They've got my blind support for the rest of time because of how good Mania was. I have faith in that team so hard.
Dude, that's how I feel about From Software right now.
Yeah.
On their streak of wins since Demon Souls.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. This is why we can't trust Sonic Team with anything.
Yeah. Dude, I trusted Halo and they broke my heart, so... Yep. Everyone's liable. Borderlands, actually. I don't know how, but like the most anticipated game I ever had, it kind of sucked. I'm talking about Borderlands 3.
Nah.
I wasn't big on that one. I like 2. I like 2 so much. They ruined 3.
I get very sad when a game that I'm just super hyped for just ends up garbage.
Yeah, I'm always in denial for a while, too. Oh, it's not that bad. It's fun.
It's fine. You know.
Room's on fire. This is fine.
That's how, like, I wasn't like that with Forces, but it was like a game that I was like so excited for because it was like, it's a game from Color's Generations team. It's gonna be so good, guys. And then it's shit. It makes me so sad.
That's how I still am with Sonic Heroes. This is fine. This game's great.
You're just in denial.
I've been in denial for 20 years, and I'll still be in denial.
I cannot imagine being a Sonic fan in the year 2005 when they reveal Shadow the Hedgehog.
Dude, I am so glad I was off the internet or unaware of Sonic on the internet until after Generations.
Yeah.
Because that's when I discovered fucking Shadow 759 and just watched all of his videos on older games, learning about them. Is like, oh, people don't like these games. What?
His best videos are still him and Shadow and Silver reacting to new trailers. I love those so much.
I think there was one they did for Generations where it was the trailer Silver gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. Dude, the person...
Dude, he also did, like, machinima-style videos within, like, the games, and Shadow in 06, and because I hadn't played either of those at the time, I was in awe of, like, what games are these? How is he doing this? This is so cool! Dude, how is he animating this?
I love those videos, too, and me and my brother would try to do that ourselves in 06 with the multiplayer. I got a lot of enjoyment out of 06 as a kid, I can't deny. I know it's not a good game, but that's why I find it a guilty pleasure. And yeah, it's fun. Oh yeah,
there are games that you played as a kid that were amazing, and you'd probably still love today, even if they're shit. I know one for me is probably Kung Fu Panda, the video game on Xbox 360.
Yeah,
probably a really poor hack and slash game. But damn, I played the shit out of it until I beat Tai Lung. I was like, this is great.
You know, I'm surprised we've gone this long without mentioning the fact that this thing is a thing, and I hate it.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I haven't been looking at the screen.
Yeah, this has been going on for a couple minutes now.
Well, shit, you put an entire bit in here and I didn't even notice. I'm sorry.
This is the only time I do this for this long.
Thank you.
But yeah, like I said, I kind of just save all the story stuff for last.
I will repay you by not cutting out the cutscene or the load times of 06.
Okay. You weren't going to do that anyways. There's too many.
No, I have a plan. We have to progress it, you know? We have to play, like, the first few parts are disc-only loads, no hard drive.
Oh, God.
You know, next few parts, alright, now we got a hard drive, and then after that we take out the load times. We got a progression to this.
Yeah.
I want to feel bad, but this cutscene's kind of shit.
You don't like this cutscene? I like it. I love they're using...
It's just a poor... It's cool lore, and I like that. It's just kind of a poor cutscene.
Everything's exploding because the end is nuking Kronos Island.
Yeah, except nothing on the ground looks like it's exploding well because this is an in-game cutscene.
No, it's also because it's a flashback. It's not really happening right now.
So if it's a flashback, I want to see the ground being altered in that time period.
But later,
and then change back to normal.
But later on, they do that with the massive wall in Ares.
Maybe have like a crater and then show how that crater gets made in the past.
These flashback cutscenes are like one of my more... Like, I like them, but they're so weirdly inconsistent.
Yeah.
Because the first two, the one on Kronos and the one on Ares, are like this, where they're animated fully. But then
it's the symbol in the left corner. Why is it in the clouds? What does it mean?
I don't know.
Is
But
it hell?
It
Is it
means
the devil?
it means
Do we need Doom Guy?
it means Sonic Frontiers buy now. Pre-order now for the deluxe edition.
Oh yeah, it's actually a QR code. No one tried scanning it.
Yeah.
It just takes you to the Sonic Frontiers website.
Still thinking about the Coco? Yeah, Sonic, it's been like 3 seconds because you're saving all the story segments for last. Also, this scene is way better when it's sunset.
Well, you should have just waited till it was sunset.
Oh, don't worry, I do that later.
Oh boy.
You know those nighttime challenges? Yeah, I had to wait for one.
Yeah.
So
I hated those.
We'll see what I do with that later on. But I think like they definitely made Sonic's voice deeper in this because he's supposed to be like the big brother giving everyone like advice and shit. And it's like, okay. That's cool, I guess. Sonic is a nice guy. I do.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like him bouncing off of other characters and such has been better in other games.
Yeah, this game's like...
So, like, my favorite being Unleashed.
Mm-hmm.
Just having the best chemistry between characters and having them grow with each other is good.
Mm-hmm. Well, Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric is pretty good about that. The cutscenes in Boom Rise of Lyric are the best part of that game.
I'll take your word for it. I haven't played it.
It's the funniest Sonic game in terms of the dialogue. Oh, this dove is a freaking Chad. He's not afraid of Sonic. But yeah. So this is a thing. This is like the hardest one of these puzzles in the whole game.
Yeah,
the next
just kind of turns stuff for a while until it get it to work.
There is like strategy to it. I don't do it here because I was bad at it when I did this. But later on, it's just like color matching mini game. Here's a pinball mini game. But
dude. You say this is the hardest. You don't fuck with that pinball mini game. Holy shit!
Okay, you're right.
You don't fuck with that.
I was bitching about that the whole time, like when this game came out. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, good God! I spent like a solid hour and a half on that stupid pinball mini game.
Yeah,
because it felt like a lot of it was random chance. Like I'm gonna play about this more when I actually see it, but like I would just keep falling off the edge and there was absolutely nothing I could do. He would just miss the knockers.
Yeah.
And he would do that like 3 times in a row. I'm like, what the fuck was I supposed to do? I have no control over the ball. And even Heroes got this right. Fucking Heroes had a better pinball system than that.
No, it fucking didn't, you dumbass.
I can control the one in Heroes. I can't control that one.
Okay, well, yeah, but this is like actual pinball, but the actual pinball physics in this just kind of suck. Because, like, the ball will stick to the walls and stuff sometimes. And that's what, for me, caused it to just carry itself out of bounds half the time. Heroes, they give you control while you're rolling around because the level design necessitates it. It's spinball.
But it's more fun.
That's spinball. That's not pinball.
I have more fun with it. That's the point.
I also like how during that cutscene afterwards, Tails just doesn't acknowledge it. He's like, "Hey, the steam cleared," and then Sonic is like, "Well, I guess the love of pinball goes way back to ancient times." But then Tails just keeps ignoring him. Sonic is the only one that says the word pinball in this whole game.
Tails is smart.
It's like,
he doesn't have to fuck with the pinball gods, or they're gonna make him play it too.
Exactly. Well, actually, maybe he will have to in the DLC.
Don't say things like that. I don't want to play it anymore.
I don't want to play it. Please.
Why can't you speed this up? God damn it!
Because this is mandatory right here. This is you have to do this. Also, you weren't complaining when I was just standing at the freaking Elder Coco forever.
I wasn't paying attention then. We established this.
And that's your fault for not paying attention then.
Go look at waifus or something.
Yeah, maybe stop paying attention now. But yeah,
the music, I have to listen.
I don't like this. Sonic is not a puzzle game, and I have a tiny brain. It makes this bird symbol, but there's no like reason for it. There's just like random bird statues everywhere for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Unless this is a statue of Black Doom's final form from Shadow the Hedgehog.
That would be awesome, but no.
I guarantee we're gonna get lore in the future that the Black Arms and the Chaos people met at one point, and that's why the Black Arms can use Chaos Control.
Dude, I wish that moon at the end was like part of the Black Arms. That'd be cool. Like one last remnant of it still around.
It was the secret leader.
It wouldn't make sense at all for Shadow, but damn, I'd love it.
They actually did do some cool stuff with the Black Arms in the Archie comics. Like they came back and they made like Shadow like refused to be like the leader or whatever, so they made their own Shadow, and that's his name is Eclipse, and he's really freaking cool.
Yo, I would read that.
He's like, there's a lot of characters in Archie that I know will never be seen again, but they're just so cool.
I gotta start getting the IDW comics now that they're releasing them in the bigger editions.
Yeah, I really want to do that too.
So like they started releasing them in like volumes that would collect 4 issues, but now they are starting to release some that have up to 12 volumes. So I'm like, I want to go for those.
Yeah.
So like you can get, I think the first 3 volumes have cover up to the Metal Overlord fight, and it's like, of course I want that. I have to have that.
Yeah.
That was so awesome.
Neo Metal Sonic in that is just so cool. The scene where freaking...
I just love the comment he makes that he hates heroes, but he keeps bringing it back.
Yeah.
That's like what everyone says. They hate heroes, but they always have to bring in elements from it.
I also like how Ian Flynn was genius enough to make an excuse as to why the actual Metal Sonic was not in Forces, and they instead used a Phantom Ruby projection of a fucking robot.
Yeah.
But it makes sense, and the IDW Comics first arc is just about that, and it's awesome.
IDW Comics better be canon. You got enough rings there?
Ian Flynn. Well, I wanted to get to Max for the fight. But what was I gonna say? Fuck.
Oh shit, we're already done with Chronos Island. Wow.
Yeah.
Ain't that cool?
Any of the arcs in the IDW comics could be their own game, and they would be awesome.
Fuck, dude, I want the Metal Virus so badly. It's what Forces could have been.
Yeah.
Instead of just taking out Eggman's forces across the world, the meter instead represented how much was still metal. Like, that would be so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, like, maybe there could be a mechanic to keep you running. Because, that was the whole point of Sonic having the virus, was that he couldn't stop running.
Man, dude, that would have been a cool graphics showcase. They could have gone the Terminator method and made liquid metal.
Yeah.
So, like, whenever you attack... so enemies would just be the metallized animals, and you just attack them, and they would just melt. The metal would melt off.
Yep. That would be so good.
And it could have been a cool graphical effect, and you could have shown off your console. God damn it, Sega, make another console.
Or it would be even cooler. It'd be like a non-mechanic, but this is technically what happens in the comics. Whenever you take out one of the Zombots, it does kind of just get back up and keep attacking. So it'd be a cool non-mechanic that only people that just sit and walk around the stages would notice. Mm-hmm. But if you homing attack an enemy, it falls onto the ground and then takes a second to stand back up.
Let's talk about these bosses real quick, since he's not going to be here for long. I know we talked about it before, but man, I wish this section lasted longer and there was more to it.
Dude, my jaw dropped.
I wish you had to, even if there was a health bar you had to destroy up here, just so you could get to the emerald. That would have been so much better.
Yeah. I wish climbing the guys was more of a platforming challenge. Like, once you start climbing them, you win.
Yeah, I'm turning this up a little.
Dude, my jaw dropped. Because I was good about keeping myself from spoilers when this game came out. My jaw hit the floor when this song started.
Dude, I was curious where it was going to be because he hinted at 9-string guitars, and then they put out the main theme, and back then it only had like 30 seconds, and at the end it kicked into the 9-string guitar riff. I was like, where are they going to have this? Where are they going to have this? And it starts here with just the standard vocals, and then it hits the drop, and I'm like, oh, I am so glad I'm a metalhead.
See,
this is the cheesiest ass metal I've ever heard, but fuck, I love it.
It's amazing. But unfortunately, these bosses are not very polished, like the rest of the game.
Oh, no, they're not, but God, I love them.
Yeah, as you saw there...
Controlling Supersonic was great, his model looks awesome. Yeah. I'm like, I let the hype take over for these.
Did you know you could side-loop them?
I did not.
See, that was my first time doing it, and I didn't know he immediately uppercuts you afterwards. But
damn, you don't like that.
But if you were paying attention earlier, we were talking about it being unpolished. I kept getting knocked back, and then the camera would take too long to turn around, and then I get smacked again, over and over and over and over. But like, I swear, on my first playthrough, I'd never noticed any of that stuff. I was just, like, amazed during all these bosses.
Yeah.
It's only on second playthroughs where I'm like, okay, these are a little jank. But they're still awesome. I love the freaking designs.
I kind of noticed it on the second boss because I had to do a lot of loops through it because I didn't fully understand how the parry worked. I was trying to use it like a standard parry, using it frame perfect. And that honestly does not work in this game. You pretty much have to use it beforehand as they intended, and it's not good.
Well,
when I figured that out, I was like, this kind of ruins it, but okay, I can at least beat the boss now.
Actually, as soon as you hold L and R, you're in parry mode, even if the animation doesn't show it.
Oh, I know that, but I hate that.
So you can
I was trying to use the parry
instantly,
like you would in a normal game.
Yeah, but you can right technically do it. You were just timing it badly.
I don't know. It wasn't working very well.
So there's
another thing I didn't realize is this game, when you become supersonic, it does depend on how many rings you have.
Yeah.
So for the third boss, or the final boss, I went into that with about 100 rings.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me like 3 tries to beat it.
Yeah.
I was like, why are the rings so low? What the hell? Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
that was a hard one, but I beat it.
I wanted
with only 100 rings.
I want to say this before the boss dies, but you see all those lasers coming out of his back? Those can hit you.
Oh, I know.
And in expert mode, they do kill you in one hit.
Oh.
So these boss fights in expert mode are just bad. They're not fun to play.
Of course. Supersonic being one shot. That makes sense.
Yes.
I can understand it if they crushed you, but they don't.
I do wish these bosses...
Also, they brought blood back for this game, kind of.
They did what?
They have a little bit of blood back.
That was not blood. That was just cyber
It
essence.
was a little bit, and I want to think it is, because they haven't had it since Dark Gaia.
It's
a
awesome robot.
Dark Gaia fucking explodes with blood when he transforms, and it's awesome as hell.
Yeah.
I hope you like seeing Supersonic. We're about to lose him again.
See, that's something I wish...
he looks so good.
I wish the Titans could actually make you lose rings when they hit you. That would make these more challenging. Because otherwise, you're just invincible until you run out of rings. So...
Yeah, I kind of wish it was like Unleashed.
Yeah. Because these are like supposed to be the most powerful freaking things Sonic has faced. Like,
I wouldn't say they're that far.
Well, not the most powerful, because like Dark Gaia does exist, and so does Solaris and shit like that. But like, these are technically...
You guys apparently put Perfect Chaos to shame, which is absurd to think about.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, we get a little preview of what we're going to be doing next part. It's a desert, and it's really big. This is where I started to feel fatigue on my first playthrough.
I honestly like this one. I didn't start feeling fatigue, honestly, until the final map is where it hit me the most.
Well, see, I started feeling fatigue because I was a dumbass and played this game for 16 hours straight until I beat it. So...
Okay, I did play it in multiple sessions.
Yeah.
Because I had school. I couldn't play it all at once.
The game came out, and like I had been graduated from college when this game came out, and I took like 3 days off of work when this game came out just so I could play it nonstop, and I don't regret it, but doing that, this game is not meant for that at all. Do not play this game in one sitting. It is a drag if you do that. And it did kind of sully my first impressions with the game a little bit, but I still do like the game. I think the next game needs to do a better job about pacing.
Yeah.
I would be fine with a bunch of smaller, like more islands, but they're all smaller, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like if they're going to have longer periods of just standard monotony, they need a bit more high-octane stuff to kick it back in, which, like, I feel like the cyberspace stages really could have helped with that if they were just actually good.
Yeah, exactly.
It could have just been that nice break from the monotony. It's like, I still really like this base game, but the cyberspace stages add a little more of that traditional Sonic feel and give you something a little quicker to replay if you want that, just to get a feel for the game.
Yeah.
But I almost wish Sonic just had a completely different control set and physics for the cyberspace and just went back to something closer to Gens or Unleashed, but only for cyberspace. I know that would have broken the game and not made sense, but at least would have been more fun.
You say that, but the whole reason why you can't change the sliders in cyberspace is because Kishimoto was like, I wanted to make cyberspace Sonic style controls. So he thinks that the open zone does not control like Sonic, but cyberspace
Yeah, I
does.
know. I imagine the cyberspace settings are exactly what Kishimoto playtested all of Frontiers on.
Yeah, and
I don't get how you can play this game like that.
This is why I don't think current Sonic team just understands Sonic at all. Because Kishimoto was like, oh yeah, this controls like a Sonic game, and cyberspace is just like the worst control in the series.
Kishimoto, you have some weird and wonderful ideas, and I love how much you're willing to experiment, but good God, you need a better grasp on what Sonic is.
They really need to just sit down and like define Sonic.
The closest grasp he had was fucking Secret Rings, and that's already pretty different.